I have been blessed in so many different ways that right now my biggest interest is try to pay it forward. So many people have been kind to me in so many different ways, and I am grateful. I am blessed. I have started a charity where I now send out cards that include one of my original photographs to people who are nature lovers. And these cards will go to anyone, anywhere in the United States, free, absolutely, totally free, no strings attached. If you know of anyone who is a shut-in in a hospice, perhaps in an adult care home, who would like to receive a card, a nature-oriented card, simply send me an email, or rather send me a mailing address to the email that's on the screen. And I will do just that. You tell me what you'd like to say, or leave that up to me. The other thing that I do, of course, is to make cooking videos. I love to make cooking videos, and this happens to be one of my cooking videos right here. Again, I must tell you that I look at cooking as I look at everything else. To me, it is fun. It is fun to cook, and I do enjoy it. So, this is what I did today. First of all, I used the least expensive meat I could find. I believe it was chuck. I'm not entirely sure. It was the least expensive one. Now, I'm passionate about what I use to cook with. I like coconut oil, and I think you should read up for yourself the beauty of coconut oil. My three main ingredients, of course, are Scotch bonnet pepper, thyme, and onions. And I try to use natural salt as often as I can when I cook. It's just me, really. I like this particular brand of salt. Then I heat up my frying pan with the coconut oil as hot as I can get it. That is safe to do so. And after I put salt all over my meat, I put it into the frying pan so it'll brown on both sides. That's the purpose, really, just to brown on both sides. Because I don't like to look at it when it's not. As far as the pepper is concerned, the piece on the right is what I use. And of course I use some thyme. I like the flavor of thyme. And onion. That's one large chopped up onion. I love the taste of onion with meat. After that, I brown the meat on both sides as best as I can. And after that, and really the hard part is finished now. It is. The hard part is all done. Okay, so I then take the meat out, and this is what's left. And what I do, I'll put my onion, my thyme, all my seasoning now into that. Remember, it's coconut oil, and you can drink coconut oil. As a matter of fact, I would suggest that before you do any cooking or use any product, is to check it for yourself. Awful lot of false information out there about food and what food does for you. It's no such so much false as it is dated. Coconut oil is good for you. As a matter of fact, very good for you. This is another product that you should check for yourself. You don't use it at home, but every time you go to a restaurant, if it doesn't say that they don't use it, they are in fact using MSG. Okay, so the onion, all my seasoning is clarified, and when that is done, I then put the beef back into my frying pan. Before I take it out, because the purpose to begin with was just to brown the meat, not to cook it. Put it back into my frying pan. I'm going to smother it with the onions and all the goodies, stuff like that. I don't know. You know, when it comes to food, if I like it, I'm going to cook it and I'm going to eat it. and that's it, unless there is something. And I try to keep up to date as far as food is concerned. Okay, something that I keep on hand when I'm cooking is boiling hot water, because that's what I'm going to add later on. That's just one of my hints. Alright, so the meat is in. I've added all my seasoning to the meat, and now I add the water. And because I work at home, this is one of the most important parts of the cooking procedure. Adding water to it, and once I've done that, all I have to do now is to put the lid onto my pot, turn the stove really, really low. Now that's important, because you want it to simmer for the next hour and a half or so. After about an hour, 15 minutes, you check with a fork, see if you like it. Now don't forget to put your stove on low and let it simmer for about an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on the thickness of your meat. And there you have it. Go and do some work. If you work at home, there's an awful lot of stuff that you have to do. So go and do it. Now, after an hour, hour and a half or so, if your gravy is not as brown as you'd like it to be, here are 2 suggestions I'd like to make. And simply follow the instructions on the bottle. A couple drops of the browning mix and maybe a half a teaspoon of cornstarch with water, and add it to it and let it simmer down some more. This is what you'll get. Okay, as I've said many times, I don't pretend to be a chef, and I certainly don't know what I'm doing, but I do know what I like to do. So, with some white rice in my bowl, and yes, I do like rice, I then add my meat to my rice, and this will be my dinner with my chosen vegetable. I personally like broccoli, and I don't care for corn. Now you know. I hope you enjoyed watching that, because I really tried my best to make it as easy and delicious as possible to cook the least expensive beef you can find. In the meantime, take care and keep watching my videos, and if you feel like making a donation, please do. I love your donations because I use your donations to do all kinds of things. Thank you very, very much.